What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy SnowyKurama, and I am your coach for the for the Season 5 Chicago White Sox. And we are here today for the Week 2 battle against Control Altaria Delete, coached by my buddy Mancha. He does rap battle stuff. Anyway, let's get to the teams. Yeah. So, here we go, and this is kind of the team that he has. He's got access to Volcarona, Ferrothorn, Xurkitree, Galvantula, Dragalge, Registeel, Mega Altaria, Kyurem, Empoleon, Malamar, Decidueye, and Gallade. Now what I'm noticing with this team is it's got some bugs, so it's kind of weak to fire. It's also weak to rock, just like Gage's team was, and Volcarona and Galvantula. It also doesn't really appreciate, Altaria coming in on rocks pre-Mega Evolve doesn't really appreciate it either. It also isn't a big fan of fighting, since it's got Ferrothorn here, as well as Registeel, Kyurem, and Empoleon. Even though Decidueye can help with that, Decidueye doesn't like fire. Just like, I guess Registeel here, as well as Galvantula. And it seems pretty solid. Doesn't like Bug and Malamar, so Malamar is a free U-turner, or a free U-turn Mon onto it. But anyway, that's his team. And kind of going over what my team's weaknesses are, at least when it comes to typing, and kind of what he was bringing last week. This is kind of a team that I was predicting him to bring, which is more or less the same team he brought last time, except for with a Gallade. His team, if you haven't watched the game of the week, it's actually featured Mancha's team is on there. So I believe this is the same team he brought there, just with a Gallade instead of a Xurkitree. That's at least what I'm predicting anyway. Going off of that, here is our Week 2 team against him. I noticed that anything that my Infernape does, he does not like. So we're here, the Jolly, max speed, max attack, Life Orb, and Infernape with a Blaze ability so we can power up our Flare Blitz. U-turn is here to get some chip. Close Combat is for his fighting weaknesses, and Stone Edge is for his rock weaknesses. Like I said, he's got some bugs. Close Combat's here for those steel types as well. This knocks out Volcarona from full, and Flare Blitz is powered up by Blaze, so Ferrothorn won't like that, nor would it like a Close Combat from Infernape. Infernape's going to put in the work just like last time, I think. Next up, we have our spinner. We needed rocks as well in order to really chip down his Mons so we can OHKO him with Infernape and the rest of the squad. So we have a specially defensive EXCADRILL set here. Mold Breaker, Leftovers, Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, Earthquake, and Iron Head. Earthquake is here for his ground weaknesses, and Iron Head is here because he has a Fairy type in Mega Altaria, who won't like the Iron Head. Hopefully you can catch it on the Switch or something, I don't know. Next up, we have another hard hitter in Mega Latios. We have a Bolt Beam Psychic Recover set, just, standard maxes here. Bolt Beam is to cover the Altaria before boosts for speed, as well as the Empoleon with a Thunderbolt. Psychic is here for nice stab and will take care of the Gallade pretty nicely. And Recover is here, of course, for recovering. Yeah. Next up on the squad, we have Choice Scarf, Torrent Greninja with Rock Slide, U-turn, Ice Beam, and Toxic Spikes. Not necessarily your standard non-Protean Scarf Greninja, considering it's EVs, but we are EV'd to knock out anything that's weak to Ice Beam from full, and then Rock Slide, the remaining EVs for it, can take care of Volcarona from full. Toxic Spikes is here just in case I want to set up a layer if he switches out, and then U-turn is here, of course, in case we want to just do some chip and then go out into something that can actually take care of whatever Mon that it's facing. Up next we got Rotom Mow. We have a Aya Papa Berry, Levitate of course, Leaf Storm, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, and Pain Split. We are EV'd to outspeed Altaria, so you can go ahead and Will-O-Wisp it. You can also just go ahead and Pain Split anything that wants to do a lot of damage. We also have the Aya Papa Berry for healing. The rest of it I should have just sort of dumped into HP after we maxed out our special attack for our Leaf Storm and our Volt Switch. Up next, this was a toss-up between Banded Drapion and Banded Aerodactyl. Banded Drapion has the more toxic spikes as well as access to knockoff, which none of his mons would like very well. Also has Poison Jab, which would be good for Altaria. And the Elemental Fang, so I decided to go with Banded Aerodactyl. The reason being, if he brought Earthquake on his Altaria, this thing and this thing would not like it. We have two Levitate mons, of course. This thing's probably not going to take it very well. But we have a Pokemon that can come in, hit hard, and not be weak to the ground move. Iron Head is here, of course, for that. Stone Edge for a rock move, stab, super strong. Earthquake is here for Dragalge if it brings it, and Fire Fang is here because he has a Ferrothorn. And we might not always be in with Infernape against that. Also forgot to mention that EXCADRILL's Earthquake does take care of Dragalge as well. I know I did say ground weaknesses, which is what that thing is, but I wanted to kind of clarify Earthquake. So, yep, this is the team against Mancha. I think we'll do well. We'll at least get the 5 points in the loss like last time, but I'm hoping for the 6-point win. Stay tuned for the battle.
So you might be wondering to yourself, Snowy, you do live comms. What is a post comm doing here? Well, to answer that question, questioning viewer, I was not recording the right microphone. So the shit was very, very quiet. Tried to turn it up and it was blasting in all of our ears, every ear that was existing in the entire world. That can't be happening. That won't do. So here I am with a post-comm of my Week 2 battle against Mancha, which is probably a good thing because there are a couple of things in this battle that I wanted to go ahead and address. Anyway, his team is the Control Altaria Delete, which is a fantastic name, by the way. No types of... I don't know. It's just a good name. As I said in the video, he does rap battle things. Let's get on into it. My team is Infernape, EXCADRILL, Latios, Greninja, Rotom, Mow, and Aerodactyl, as you saw at the first part of the video. And he brought his Mega Altaria, Empoleon, Malamar, Volcarona, Registeel, and Kyurem. I was not expecting the Registeel, but I did have ways to take care of it, as we have Earthquake on EXCADRILL, as well as ways to burn it on Rotom, and then we also have Fire Fang on our Aerodactyl, which I don't think we pressed once during the battle. And then of course we have our Infernape, which can Flare Blitz and close combat it. And as far as Malamar goes, well, you'll see how I take care of that later on in the video. Let's just jump into this little thing here. I start off with Greninja because my original plan was to go ahead and lead Greninja in case he brought Galvantula, which is what I was kind of hoping for. I would U-turn on out into my EXCADRILL, which can go ahead and take whatever electric move it wanted to use. Because we're Spadef, his Bug Buzz wouldn't have been able to do much. He seems to favor Smogon sets, which isn't necessarily bad, it's just easy to predict. Which, I mean, we're all here for fun, so who cares? Use whatever sets you want, as far as I'm concerned. And anyway, back off of that little tangent, EXCADRILL could have taken any special move that Galvantula would want to use, so he would have to switch out into something else, which I could clearly just rapid spin away the sticky webs, or just switch out into something else and we would have been A-okay. But since he didn't have that, I just wanted to U-turn out here because this thing can't use anything to take care of an Empoleon. We're geared more towards the Altaria and Volcarona, so I go out into the Rotom. Probably, I don't know why, well, I wanted to Volt Switch just in case he switched out again, because, you know, I'm a Rotom. You know, Electric Grass type, Empoleon wouldn't like that. It's a good thing I did decide to press Volt Switch, because here comes the Kyurem, and I don't think in my right mind at all I would have ever pressed Leaf Storm against him and his team until both Volcarona and Altaria are both dead. And that kind of is not necessarily the best thing, as you'll see. But I switch out into my Banded Aerodactyl. He goes out into his Registeel. I Iron Head because that, I think, would have been enough damage to take care of a Kyurem. We can check. Oh, also, if you noticed my nicknames, you would see. Let's say he's Choice Specs. Oh, Stone Edge would have been the play. Oh well, it's not like it would have done much to the Registeel anyway. But if you noticed, my nicknames are all the tailed beasts from Naruto, and as you can see, I am the Kurama. So we are here, we switch out into Excadrill. I think my plan is to get rid of the rocks, if I remember correctly. All of it's kind of a blur. It was heart racing. He rock slides. I rapid spin, of course, like I was saying. I'm thinking that I don't know if my plan was to sack this thing off, or maybe... Am I faster? I don't think I was faster. I don't know, but I stayed in an Iron Head anyway, which actually worked out for me because we did over half to the Altaria. He switches out into the Empoleon. I go ahead and go Rotom. He blocks a Will-O-Wisp from me. I Volt Switch out of there, and as you can see from that Volt Switch damage, I'm thinking that a Leaf Storm could have potentially knocked it out. And as I said earlier, I was fearing getting trapped by the Volcarona and the Altaria hard. So I wasn't really thinking about... Oh! Well, that's odd. How come I did so much? Oh, I did 46. Okay, so... Good on me then. That was actually good. Okay. Well, Volt switched out into my Greninja. We used Toxic Spikes because, you know, I can't touch this thing. I don't know what he wants to do. He sets up his rocks again. I go right back out to Rotom, probably to Volt Switch and do some more damage as he's recovering with the leftovers. I go back out into Greninja because I don't really know why I went back out into Greninja. Probably just so he doesn't Toxic me again with anything else. And I let Greninja go down here because I figure having two sets of Toxic Spikes up and getting rid of his Defogger is probably the best way to go about things. This way, I am guaranteed, barring this thing right here going for Defog, for anything else to really get rid of it. I doubt he is using Defog on Volcarona or on Kyurem if it gets it. I'm not really sure. I could see Malamar getting Rapid Spin, even though I'm actually pretty sure it doesn't, which is odd considering, you know, Topsy-Turvy, it gets that move, Spinny, so why the hell wouldn't it? But that's not what this video is about. This video is about me getting rid of the Empoleon, the Defogger, and then Ice Beaming the Mega Altaria, killing that as well, adding another kill for our Latios. And then he Toxics our Rotom with the Registeel. We go ahead and burn him. He uses the Rock Slide. His thought process is probably, okay, he has a lot of rock weaknesses on his team, so here's a rock type move. I didn't think about that when building. I'm not really building because I really only brought 2 rock weaknesses, and then a resist, and then everything else just doesn't, it's neutral. So I might want to think about that when we get to the week 3, when we get to switch something. But he protects here. I volt switch, of course. And then I was thinking about pain splitting here, but I instead decided to go out into Infernape, not wanting to play any more games, because I didn't want to play into any more Registeel bullshit. So Infernape out here. He protects, fails of course, and then I just go for the kill with, I think, Flare Blitz is what I go for. Let's see, I feel like close combat would have done more in that situation, but I was thinking that he maybe would let it go down there. I don't know what Kyurem was, because in both battles I've seen him, it just died instantly. So yeah, it looks like close combat does twice the damage. So that's good information, I guess, next time I fight a Kyurem, which, I mean, it's obvious, or next time I'm in this situation, rather, I should say. Of course, if I was fighting a Kyurem, I'd go close combat, as it's not weak to fire, considering the dragon. But I go out to Rotom to get the Papa Berry off, and also so I can get switch initiative, whatever the hell he wants to bring in, which happens to be the Volcarona. Now this is the situation that I was the most scared to be in. Something that cannot touch Volcarona versus Volcarona. Hence the reason why I did not want to use Leaf Storm at all until this thing and Altaria are both dead. Because with Leaf Storm, my special attack goes down by 2 stages. That means my Volt Switch the next turn, supposing I get a next turn with that thing, is going to be, it's not going to be doing as much. So on his Quiver Dance, I decide to go ahead and Volt Switch, because there's no way I'm staying in on this thing. This thing's going to just beat me down. And I didn't want to be in a situation that he put his opponent in last week and have a bunch of just set up immediately, or just over and over again, and then, just kill me the fuck out of here. Now, I send out my Excadrill, who is specially defensive for this Pokemon right here, and it works out pretty freaking well with the assist. Look at that damage. Look at that. We ate it up. I actually did the calc. A little bit before recording this. Volcarona, Bulky Quiver Dance with Flamethrower. He does 56 roughly to 65 without the boost. That's not what we're dealing with though. With the boost, he's doing 83 to 99. Now I wasn't fully aware of that beforehand, but am I just lucky that is the case? At this point, I haven't really decided what gets the thumbnail, but it just might be this. Now let's say that Volcarona was actually full HP invested. Flamethrower would have killed me easy. Easy kill. Excuse me. Anyway, I Earthquake here because what the fuck else am I gonna do? This is a fire type. He lost 51%, which is about average of what I would do, so we know that he's the bulky Quiver Dance set for Volcarona. And then he goes ahead and unleashes his Z move, because why the hell else not? He's gonna die anyway from the assist from Greninja. And then Registeel comes out. We have Infernape coming in to just clean up. Close combat here. And then the next turn, we just go ahead and U-turn on this ×4 weak to bug Pokemon. Very good game to Mancha. It had my heart pounding like fucking crazy. It was getting hard to move my mouse because of my arm moving around from the pulsation from my heartbeats. That's how I'm gonna describe it. That's how it was. I'm sort of surprised that I was able to keep more than 2 Mons against him, to be honest, considering his team is scary. I guess I can just use Greninja better in the future. I might try to do like an all-out, let's use Torrent type of set with it. But as you can see, the Toxic Spikes definitely served its purpose here, as it got the KO on Kiram for assistance, as well as an assist for Volcarona, I believe. Yeah, it was an assist for Volcarona. Let's go back to that turn where it died. And Earthquakes here. Toxic damage. Buginium, I guess. Yep. Greninja got the kill for there. So that is the game. He didn't have Earthquake on his Altaria, so that was actually crazy. If I knew that, I would have stayed in on Drill, because I don't think Return does a whole lot. Whoopsies. Return. You got a Dragon Dance up. I didn't know that my Iron... I did know, actually. I just forgot. Return would have done half, and then an Iron Head would have killed. We wouldn't have been able to live a hit from the Volcarona, but I could have sacked off Rotom or Aerodactyl and been okay. So, yeah, that is actually the first win for the Gold Division, considering we all got smacked the fuck up on the first week. So, pretty happy that I could have done that for us, and for the league and all that, whatever. I just did it for myself, of course. That's what's important here in the Draft League. And that's really all I have to say about the battle. Great games. Looking forward to something better for the game of the week, of course. And like this video if you have not already. Press that subscribe button if you want to see more from me and this channel doing what we do around here. And with that being said and more, this has been your boy, SnowyKurama. See you in the next video. Goodbye.